Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. I still don't know the times. I think it's morning-ish to everyone not in Oceanic. So, hi. How are you doing all? Oh, thank you, everyone. Goodness. Right. Sorry. First and foremost, before we begin, happy birthday, Sanji. His birthday didn't exactly fall on chapter today. Not for me and not for Japan, but I think it did for the rest of you. So happy birthday, Sanjino. Very it is Sanji's birthday, March 2nd. I don't make anything for character birthdays because I have nothing to contribute. But just know I'm thinking of them. Thank you for the sub. Girl, those braids. Thank you. I changed my hair like a little bit and everyone goes, oh my god. This is why it pays to be average. Because then you change something a little bit and everyone goes, wow. Anyways, what am I saying? Yeah. Happy Sanji Day. I'm thinking of him. I don't want to be thinking of him every day. I think of him. He's awful. He haunts me. I have like 18 chapters. I have like 18 figures of him. I don't know how many I have now, actually. I haven't kept count. Just know I really like that. I really like that guy. I really like that character. I don't know if you guys know this. I kind of like Sanji. But, you know, I don't know how many people actually know that. Everyone get a delicious meal today in celebration of Sanji's birthday. Thanks. Happy birthday, Niji. That's true. It's also all of his brother's birthdays. That much is true. It's also his son. What's his name? Son Juan's birthday as well. Boys? Everybody, I like that. Everybody dance. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if you guys saw because the official One Piece Twitter releases like the happy birthday to this character day of every One Piece character, and it released Sanji, Ichiji, Niji, Yonji, and then Sanjuan. And everyone was like, who the fuck? I don't know why that has happened, but that is so funny. Anyways, who cares? Let's get on with it. The intro music is called Space Racer by Bad Snacks. Yes. Bad Snacks is a good YouTube composer. She, I think, is always my go-to. They are always my go-to. Anyways, let's get on with it. I'm super excited. The Lakers thing, I have nothing to say. It made me laugh. It made me laugh because I didn't understand. I was like, okay, basketball it is. Luffy's playing basketball for an American team. Whatever. So, whatever. Good for Luffy. I would have laughed if they put Frankie in there, since, you know, he's the American rep. Alright, let's get on with it. I'm really excited for this. As always. Always excited for this. I miss Gaban every day of my life. I wonder if we're gonna get Sanji in Sanji Day chapter. Technically, kind of Sanji Day chapter. Alright. Chapter 11... Sorry. Chapter 1141, An Older Woman. This is already starting out great. Wait. Hang on. He's cooking? This is already starting out fantastic. Nice. Alright. The cover art is can't see through the tears of anger. Aww. Oh, I must say, this is what page one gets for the bucket hat. That's so sad though. Oh my god. I hope Yamato saves them. Yamato and Otama. It is making me think. I remember saying it would make sense to me that with the beast, with Kaido's pirates being essentially disbanded and so everywhere in Wano as they would be, it will make sense for someone else to help them and to lead them in this time. And I was thinking Yamato. And that was one of the reasons why I was like, I don't think he's joining the crew because his dad fucked up Wano and a lot of Kaido's crew is still around Wano, like they would be, you know? So, it makes sense that Yamato would be the one to gather them up, essentially. Like, I have a feeling Page 1 and Ulti are about to become allies. Straw Hat allies. I'm sorry, I hate bucket hats. I hate them. I hate them. I'm sorry, I hate them. I hate them so much. Anyways. Moving on, moving on. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, hi, Nami. Gigantic diamonds, gold ingots, pearls. Those are the only reasons I walked around that stupidly enormous castle. Ah, they got the giants with them. Ultra rare Nami, don't bring that up. What do I care about this Loki monster or whatever? Loki diamond? Loki diamonds? Nothing, ignore her. What you two need right now is rest. Maybe take it easy with all the hot button words, Ultra rare Nami. I want treasure! I love her! Oh my god, this is why I have a tattoo of her. I want my money! Oh, she's so cute. Oh, I love this woman. Anyway, sorry. So they did take the giants that knocked out. Someone said to me, who said it? Someone said they have to like take care of the knocked out giants, and I was like, they're fine. They're standing. They're standing. They're walking. I guess they weren't as good as I thought. Adam Tree Tour. There's more to see than I even imagined. So as you can tell, we live in the branches of this enormous tree, each of which has its own long history. Okay, so Oda's using Frankie for the tree tour. That makes sense. Whoa, what's this one? Long ago, there was a village called Hogden. Hogden? Please help me. How do I say this word? Again. Oh, my literacy. Haugen. Okay. Okay. Hogden. Haugen. Me when I have to pronounce a word that isn't in English. So it's it is Haugen. Okay, Haugen. I'm calling it Haugen. On that branch. One day, lightning struck the village and started a fire. Who again? Oh, whatever. But when a branch gets old, the fire just never goes out. Ooh. Ooh. In order to ensure that it didn't spread to other branches, they had to cut it off, village included. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I wonder why we're being told this. Oh no. So the fire never goes out on this tree, especially on really old branches. Okay, so specifically on old branches, the fire never goes out. Mm-mm. 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 That's an uh-oh. Okay, before I continue, I said this. The beginning of Elbaf was a little Lego land. And of course, what happened in the little Lego land? The fake home tree was set on fire by, I think, Luffy and Zoro by accident. Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. But the fake home tree was set on fire. And I was thinking, is this a grim look into what is going to happen to real Elbaf? because burning trees full of knowledge in One Piece has happened before. That happened in Ohara, and I still think Ohara's landscape is somewhat based off of Elbaf's landscape, hence why Elbaf had their library in that huge tree. So hearing that this tree doesn't stop burning on the older parts, most of this tree would be old, right? Like the center of this tree would be old as hell.
Howdy do, boys!
I think Elbaf might be screwed. Also, I have to say it, the branch looks like a butthole. Alright, let's continue on. Boy, that had to be real tough call to make. I guess even Adam can get old and decrepit. Yes. You might say that the vulnerabilities of Elbaf are fire and lightning, in fact. Oh, the Big Mom stalks. Oh no, but not like this. Oh, not like this. Oh my god, not like this. Oh, not like this. I do remember though Loki once set fire to the village or something. That one time. I don't think Loki has a fire fruit, but now I'm seeing why they seem particularly angry about fire. Cause yeah, that's their whole life. That's the whole island. Now I guess Gaban. I will now confidently guess Big Mom. I'm not saying not Enel because I do want Enel back into the story for lore reasons and to also build on his character more. So I'm not angry about it possibly having an Enel correlation. I'm not angry about that. I just want it to be Big Mom. And Big Mom makes more sense because she has that connection to Elbaf. But who knows what Oda's going to do. You know, who knows? So whatever, we'll keep going. Alright. During the feast, Western Village. Where you been, Nami? I don't see Luffy or Lolo either. Probably exploring. Okay. Nice. Jarul, this is our genius navigator. And what a beauty she is. Hey, watch it, you old perv. Shay, what's your ideal type of woman? Boshasha, my favorite type. An older woman. I see, so that's the gag. That's the joke. Because he's like fucking old. This is like shit. Oh, she's saying she prefers a guy who's like taller than her. No, that is so real of him, actually. That doesn't exist. You're the oldest person in the world. Yow! Chief Jarul. Wow, he slapped his sword. Oh my god. What a sword slapper, right? What a sword and head slapper that was. Youch! I see. Hey, don't touch Chief Jarul's sword, Usopp. No, you shut up, Dory. Is there no hero who will draw Excalibur from its sheath? Oh wait, he's adorable. Oh, I love this. Usopp's such a shit-talking drunk. He should be. He would be. He gets more courage when he's drunk. Of course he does. You better not. He'll die of blood loss. Alright. Hoo-hoo, boy. He's really wasted. Oh, his head. His head! So are you. Oh yeah, I was about to say, why is his head on his burning balls? Interesting. Sorry, there's so much to talk about already, but we'll keep going. I can't blame him for getting carried away. It's been his lifelong dream to come to this place. That's so cute. Waha, he seems to be having the time of his life. Wait a second. Where did Girth get off to? That's right, Sanji. Good. Compression fractures in the limbs, and this one seems to have been injured by something sharp. Could this have been caused by some small but powerful human weapon? What happened? Explain it to me. God fucking damn, Rhoda was tall. Oh my god. He's so beanstalk. What is this? He is so tall. Oh my god. Sorry, Girth. I said Gerd by accident. Wait. What do you mean it's a soft G? It's Girth? No, it's not. Liar. You've lied to me. Anyways, what happened? Explain it to me. These are the castle guards. That's not a good sign. Jerd. I swear it's Girth because someone in here told me and I trust them. Oh my god, Foily, I'm begging you, help me. I'm begging you, help me. What is the katakana? What does the katakana say? Oh, please help me, Foily. You told me this and I trusted you. Girth with a hard G. So it's Girth. Okay. We're moving on. It's Girth. Okay, good. We're moving on. You were wrong and I'm right. Anyways. These are the castle guards. That's not a good sign. I swear I was only going there for inspiration in fashioning the details of my block castle. When I notice the shuttered gates and the guards on the floor inside, you look awfully sweaty. Is it hot out today? Eep, I wish you'd stare at me forever. Let's wake the guards up so I can hear what they have to say. No, give them plenty of rest. Well then, I'll just have to report to Chief Jarul. But why ruin such a joyful feast? It wouldn't be right to bring unconfirmed fears to the villagers' attention when everyone is already in such a festive mood. We must wait until the Ultra Rare Straw Hats return. If they find out about this business with Loki, I'll be treated like an accomplice. And I've always wished we could release Loki and have him leave this island forever. Let him rampage elsewhere for all I care. Oh, don't be mean to him. Don't be mean to him. That's just one thing that troubles me. I don't think it's right to ignore the report of an intruder who looks like red hair. Out with it already. Tell me what you're hiding. Punish me. Can I... Listen, I know, okay, I know. I kind of don't mind the bit. I'm sorry. I kind of don't mind the bit, okay? I don't mind the bit. I don't think it's a bad bit. I'm sorry. I kind of think it's funny. I'm sorry, I'm just born like this. Kind of like a loser, man. It's true. Wow, so they made it to Loki. I didn't think they were going to make it to Loki together. All right. Oh, fuck. Hang on. The underworld. Hey, Luffy, that doesn't match what you were saying. Where are his stinkmen? I know something changed. Even the animals got messed up. You guys okay? Loki, what happened? Who did this to you? That giant's huge. Talk to me, Loki. Oh, he's breathing. Oh. Don't use the key yet. Something's wrong here, Luffy. Look how hurt he is. He's not going to be able to cause any damage. Come on, Zoro, help me. Help. B. It is sea prism. Okay. So the cuffs are made of sea prism stone. And what's with the huge animals? Chill out, Luffy, not yet. I don't like Zoro walking around in the forest. I don't like that it's just him and Luffy in the forest. Oh my god. Because I don't like... It's Tweedledee and Tweedledum fiascos. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm getting bad feelings. A giant is dying, man. We have to save him. That's not my problem, though. I've never talked to this guy, and I've only heard bad things about him. All I know is that if an Oars-sized supergiant starts raising hell, it's going to be a major problem even for Elbaf. Zoro's such a hater. Give me a second. Interesting, by the way. What are you doing, Zoro? Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so the injuries and blood are real. He doesn't seem to be acting. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Why is he kind of... I understand his anxieties, but why is he kind of being a dickhead? I get it. I get he's anxious. I get it. And I get he's worried about not trusting this guy, but bro, he's fucking bleeding out. He's so mean today. Oh, okay. What do you think? He died! If he's dead, then he wasn't meant to survive. That's messed up. I have so many things to say. I have so many things to say. I will save it. I'll save it. I'll save it. Here, we'll unlock the cuffs, but keep one of his legs still locked up with Sea Prism Stone. If he wakes up again, we can talk to him. Alright, maybe I'll go call for Chopper. Nah, it's too far to the library. So I'm pretty sure there was a doctor at the feast in the village. Is Zoro gonna get back to the village? Like, I'm really worried here. If that's how they find out we freed Loki, though, we're gonna get kicked out of the country. If it happens, it happens. I'll go find the doctor. We'll need meat too. Can't get better without food. Hang on. You want meat? There's plenty of meat over there. Don't ever say that again! They're my friends! I'll hunt some different ones in the mountains. Meat is meat. No, those are friends and you don't eat friends. Fine, geez. This is giving me... I'll be honest with you guys, this is giving me the Whiskey Peak fight. You know the one fight that a lot of people have like a whole thing about? Regarding like, oh, it's out of character. Oh, this would never happen. And how I would say, yes, it's not out of character for them to argue in this way because Zoro is his own human being who doesn't agree with everything Luffy says, and how I keep saying that, and this is the point that I'm trying to push, and why I hate when people say that Zoro is just a supreme Luffy dick rider, because don't get me wrong, he does dick ride Luffy, but he does not always agree with him. That's the point. That's why they work. Because they're not always on the same wavelength. That's the point. I have a bet that a lot of people are watching this and are watching Zoro fight and argue with Luffy and are going, what? As if this isn't a thing that we already know that happens. I even said to one of my friends recently, I always take note of when Zoro disagrees with Luffy because there's this idea that Zoro never disagrees with Luffy. He always does what Luffy says. Captain, yes, Captain, you know? And I'm like, that is just not true. So the fact I'm seeing this is, you know, proof enough for that. They're all loyal. Okay, look, I'll continue reading the chapter, but here's what gets me. All the Straw Hats are loyal. They are all incredibly loyal. This thing of Zoro being the most loyal, that is not a thing. Don't get me wrong, he loves the crew, he loves Luffy, but the point of the Straw Hats is they are all loyal to each other because they function like a family. There isn't one lapdog in the Straw Hats. Zoro protects the Straw Hats, he loves them, he loves Luffy, he loves his crew. But there is not a single most loyal person on the Straw Hats because that just cannot exist with how the Straw Hats function. So it's like, this is like an everyday thing with the Straw Hats. However, when it comes to Zoro and Luffy and Zoro right now talking like this, I don't know, there's just an anxiety. But we'll continue on with this. All right, we'll keep reading. Oh fuck, Zoro's gonna get lost. Oh fuck, oh, I knew it. No, those are friends and you don't need friends. Fine, geez. But the doctor comes first, you wait here. Huh? What? We're doomed. Sanji's here. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I was feeling anxious. Oh, thank God I was feeling anxious. Oh, I was feeling so fucking anxious. You have no idea. Because if anyone's going to make sure... Oh, I'm sorry. If anyone's going to make sure Zoro doesn't get lost, it's going to be Sanji. Because remember when I said... Sanji said to Zoro, you are not stepping foot in any forest in the world. I was like, fuck. He's in the forest. Anyways, the island clouds will disappear down in the underworld. All we need is a little bit of buoyancy before they vanish. Don't worry, Girth. I'll save you. He's like this big. We don't have time to use the lift. It's an emergency. If Loki gets free, he'll be unleashed. Yeah, so he told him. It's not working, though. We're gonna crash and die. I'm sorry, everyone. I made a mistake. We can't blame you. You were thinking of the fate of Elbaf. Goodbye, cruel world. And Luffy, good. I did identify him so fast because he's this big and he's squiggly. Gum Gum Balloon. Is this a... Yeah, it is. Gum Gum Balloon, Straw Hat, hee hee hee. And off they go. Oops. But thanks anyway! We only got severely injured instead of dying immediately. That's a good way to look at things. Huff huff, we were in such a panic. I'm glad we made it in time. Whatever you do, Straw Hat, don't free Loki. We made Roto spill the beans. I'm sorry, Ultra Rare Luffy. You can't trust Loki. Oh, he's like dying. He's a cunning, cruel, vicious, backstabbing, and conniving villain. We've known Loki since we were children. If he told you anything that made him sound sympathetic, then he's lying. He's the kind of beast who will kill a so-called friend at a moment's notice. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. I know it. Also, the Hiyori face that Luffy's making. Well, it's too late. He's an enemy of the world. It's too late. Huh? Oh. He's just standing there. Yeah. Good. Sorry. Loki, what? I thought he was passed out. Don't do it. Loki, take your hand off the... Ragnia? And that ends the chapter. Did I say that right? Okay, good. Good. Ragnia. Alright, you got it. Okay. Okay. Alright. First things first. First things first, everyone. No, I still believe Loki. I still believe there's way more to this story than we know, than anyone knows. I still believe Loki is not just a conniving, pardon my Australian cunt, because I don't think that's what he is. I think he's got a lot more to his story than just, oh, he's just a little trickster. Because we saw him get beaten up. We saw that. That wasn't a lie. That wasn't a trick. We quite literally watched him be stabbed and beaten by Shamrock. So how can he be using this as a trick when he didn't even know Shamrock, by the way? He didn't even know him. He thought it was Shanks until he went, wait. Also, he's still got the sea prism cuff around his ankle, and that's obviously going to hinder him. Again, it's giving Law when Law was chained in Dressrosa. And I have a weird little feeling that this is going to be a Luffy's dragging Loki along, and Loki is like, oh, please, please just unchain me. I am going to laugh if Loki just falls over. If he just falls over after standing up and they go, oh. So I think what's going to happen is he's either going to fall over because he stood up after having to sit for all this time, or he's going to swing a hammer at Zoro or something because Zoro fucking punched him. What did he do? He like kicked him. What did he do? Hang on. He was rude about it. He kicked him! What are you kicking for? gay boy. What the fuck? Your powers are mine. Now if Sanji kicked Loki, yeah, that would have killed him. I'm just saying, I'm joking. I have to say I'm joking or people will take me too seriously and then a debate starts. Don't debate about that. Get out of my stream if you want to debate about that. I don't care. Now, so yeah, no, I still don't think Loki's going to do anything horrendous at this point.
Ahmed Mohsin.
Dick's so small I piss on my balls. I love you. I hope Loki's pranks were him acting out whenever Harold was away because everyone else treated him like the accursed prince, but Harold never did. Dick's so small. I think it's Harold especially was doing that. I think the reason Loki acted out is because Harold did that. Because remember, Harold he gave the prophecy himself to Loki. He's the one that said, oh yeah, this kid, my kid, cursed. Why the fuck would you do that? If you have that prophecy and this is your own child, why would you say anything if you love that child? I wouldn't say anything. You know what I mean? So, I like the thought. Dick's so small. Love the name still. I just think Harold is still the problem here. Because I don't like the fact that he had this so-called prophecy on his own child. And I don't know why you would treat your own child well if you believe them to be the cursed prince. Like if you believe them to be cursed, you know what I mean? At least I can't see Harold treating Loki well after that prophecy. But Harold is just very sketchy to me, personally. But I don't know. It's a good thought though, and I will clap and think of you if you're right. Clap for you and think of you if you're right. I'm serious. I'm serious. Didn't Zoro say early on, if I die here, then I guess my life isn't worth much? When did he say that? I need to remember that arc. And I even just did a Zoro death video. Fuck, when did he say that? Did he say that in Little Garden? Thriller Bark. Fuck. Did he? Does anyone remember? What the fuck is Shellstown? I am so serious. What? Shellstown? That is the name of the town. I never knew. I never knew. I just always called it the marine base where Luffy and Zoro met. I never knew. I am a fake One Piece fan. In my defense, it's not called the Shellstown arc, is it? In my defense. Oh my goodness. I just want to know how Lola looked at our beautiful boy and said no. I just think everyone has a type, and I also think Lola just didn't want to be engaged to someone her mum wanted her to be engaged to. It is called that. What? I thought it was called Romance Dawn. This is insane. Never mind. Look, this is going to be another thing where people go, she didn't even know. Forgive me. Forgive me. It is called Romance Dawn. Then what are we talking about? Whatever, who cares? It lasts like 2 chapters. It doesn't last 2 chapters. It lasts like, what, 4 chapters? Bumtown. I don't give a shit about it. Anyways, does he actually say that during Shelltown? Shellstown. Because I feel like it's important to know where he says that. Or is it guessing? He does? That is interesting because if Luffy hadn't come along, he would have died. And remember how I was talking about, I remember Orangetown Buggy. You think I don't remember Orangetown and Buggy? Wow. Anyways, remember how we have been talking about when it comes to Zoro, Luffy, Loki? Zoro and Loki feel similar in regards to bad media press, like bad press, bad rumors, and both of them being met by Luffy as they were chained up. Hence why it is incredibly ironic for Zoro to be like, nah, I'm not trusting this guy. All I know are the rumors, but I don't trust him yet. Because he was in that same position. And they're now saying, oh my god, Loki's bloodthirsty and he's trickster, he's conniving, that he's not sympathetic, he's lying. The same things were said about Zoro. Do we remember this? I remember this very well. Kobe was talking to Luffy about Zoro and it was always bloodthirsty. He's got no heart. He's a monster. He just hunts men. Yes, that was something Kobe said. And Luffy met Zoro and he went, no. So I have a feeling we will be getting some kind of moment with Loki that will be that kind of... Well, I've already seen it in my opinion. We've already seen it. The way he cared for his animals. He had a little stinkman. The way he has that phone a friend he's never met, but they're like, I know you're kind. We've seen this. Luffy clearly feels something in Loki that he trusts. Otherwise, he wouldn't release this guy. Like, he just wouldn't even go to the effort to do that. He was set on it.
Whack his pee-pee.
Yeah, Alvida calls Zoro a genius in chapter 2 because I think he's some intelligent Megamind bounty hunter and he was just hunting for food. But yeah, when it comes to Zoro and Loki and when it comes to Zoro being upset about this is why I just trust Loki. I really do, because Luffy wanted to release him. Luffy was worried about Loki when he saw he was ruined, and Luffy has like a point. What the fuck is he gonna do in this state? Like, I do honestly think he's just gonna pass out in the next chapter because he's been severely wounded. He's holding the hammer and that can be scary, don't get me wrong, but we don't know what's gonna happen yet, of course. I still trust him at this point. Even if he does do something like swing that hammer to hit someone, I'm still going to trust him until we actually see him go, I want to kill everyone. Like, you know what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, until I see a Doffy type of thing from him, I'm going to trust him. But can I be honest with you guys? If I was fucked up, if I was all kind of fucks up, if I was all kind of if I was all kinds of fucked up, yes, and some whippersnapper pirate came along and said, let's see if he's faking. I'd want to beat the shit out of him. I'd want to beat the shit out of him. Are you kidding me? If he takes a swing on Zoro, I'm afraid he deserves that. If he takes a swing on Zoro and then passes out after taking that swing, he kind of deserves that. Because what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? I love you, Zoro, but that was so cruel. Especially because we saw what happened to Loki. He was fucked up. Luffy's intuition was correct. Like, oh my god, who did this to him? So I'm saying, if Zoro takes a swing at... If Loki takes a swing at Zoro, which is kind of what I'm thinking he's gonna do, it's because Zoro punched him. Kicked him, sorry. He was tied up and bleeding. It's a low blow, I'm gonna be honest. Tied up bleeding with sea prism cuffs. Here's how Zoro dies. The title's weird. I mean, the title's weird because it's paying attention to an older woman. And I'm telling you, the big mom stocks are up. I'm telling you they're up. The mention of lightning and fire and how that can destroy the tree. Now we're getting, oh yeah, I like an older woman. The title is called Older Woman. I'm just saying, the big mom stocks are up. I think they're up. I just think they're up. For now, anyways. And they also keep mentioning her as well. Like, there is a connection to Elbaf and Big Mom. But yeah, Zoro is being particularly rough here, and we know why. At least I know why, because again, he's anxious. Again, this feels like to me Zoro wants to make the right decision. Desperately, he wants to make the right decision. Especially if the decision means protection, you know? So when it comes to how Zoro's acting in these chapters, especially how stern he's being with Luffy as well, to an extent that's very, very rough. To the point that Luffy is going, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it is definitely, he's very overbearing right now. And I don't think this is going to develop into a, like a bridge between Luffy and Zoro, because I've always said I feel like I would like to see Luffy and Zoro have some problem, because I feel like that hasn't really happened yet. It is not out of character. If you think it's out of character, you haven't been reading. Sorry, I just have to say that. This is totally in character. Also, if you've been keeping up with my streams, you know it's in character because I'm the one paying attention to this. But when it comes to Zoro and Luffy, I've always said I'd like to see some problem arise between them, because I feel like for them to be able to grow closer, they need that. Not exactly, but like they don't need to physically fight, but there's a lot of complications happening right now. And again, it's because Zoro's clearly on edge. He's clearly on edge. Zoro Zoro can be smart sometimes, yes. He's dumb, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to protection of the crew, he does try to be as careful as he can be. There's a difference between street smarts and book smarts. But no, he is correct in the worry here. But he's definitely being a bit cruel about it, especially when Luffy is really worrying and Zoro's going, no, kick him. Like, that really, really pissed Luffy off. So, sorry, I'm reading it again. Yeah. A giant is dying, we have to save him. Like, Luffy... I don't know, there's just a difference here. Luffy yelling that a giant is dying and we have to save him. Zoro going, not my problem. It's a bit rough. It's a bit rough. And when it comes to how Zoro's feeling in this moment, it's definitely just anxiety. Like, it just is. He's clearly worried. He's clearly worried about what could happen. Anyways, happy that Sanji's here. Very happy that Sanji's here. Sanji, Girth is a doctor, now she's here. So they have a doctor on the premise, so I honestly do think Loki's gonna pass out. I think Luffy is going to, not Luffy, Loki, my bad. I think Loki's standing up because he's free for the first time, but I think he's just about to pass out. And I think once he passes out, Girth will look at him. If he's dead, he wasn't meant to survive. But now that I know that he said that in Shelltown, again, that's such an interesting thing for him to say, because if it weren't for Luffy, Zoro would be dead right now, because he was being tricked by the Marines and they were leaving him to die. In the same way that if Luffy left Loki, that he would leave him to die. Like, I am pretty now feeling if Luffy had not met Loki, and if Loki had not met Luffy, Loki probably would be left to bleed out and die. So it's not that I agree with Zoro there at all, because Luffy said that's fucked up. And I think it's really meta for Luffy to say that, because again, that's what would have happened to Zoro. If Zoro hadn't met Luffy, he would have died. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. That is the reason why Zoro is still alive. And he even said, I can't die here. And it's interesting because when he's about to be killed by the Marines in Shellstown, he panics and he says, I can't die here. So he's saying these things, but he just doesn't believe these things. You know what I mean? If you're not meant to survive, you're not meant to survive, he says. And then when it comes to his own life, he does worry about living. It's like it's a pressure that he has on himself. Again, it feels like a connection to strength. Oh yeah, the chapter before, we saw how Gaban and Roger would argue with each other. The exact same thing is now happening with Zoro and Luffy. And remember how I kept saying when it comes to Gaban, Sanji, Rayleigh, Zoro, they're a mix of each other. They're not one-to-one.
Howdy do, boys!
And it is exactly proving my point, this scene.
Howdy do, boys!
He's also been a leave it to luck guy. He has. It's interesting because he's a leave it to luck guy, but when it comes to him dying, he is scared. Like, he is scared to die. He talks big talk, but he doesn't believe it. Not for himself anyways. Like, you guys have seen my Zoro and Death video, I hope. This is the same thing. Zoro says fate like Loki says fate, I see. But yeah, this is proving to me more than ever that Zoro and Loki are kind of mirroring regarding Luffy and Zoro's own meeting. And that's why Zoro's here, to remind us of that. And also to be ironic. Because Zoro had these same terrible, terrible, horrible rumors about him. Luffy and Zoro are close. But disagreements will always cause people to come closer. They are close, but I've always thought there's something missing between them. And I've always thought what's missing is that fight and kiss and make up. I've always felt this. Because when it comes to their relationship, it's very... It's not that it's smooth, but it is that it's quite calm, I suppose. And I feel that for these two to continue to grow together, because they're kind of at a stalemate in their dynamic, is kind of my issue with it. And I feel like for these two to grow together and to grow even closer, they need that argument that they can then make up from. Because, yes, they're close, but Luffy's close with everyone. He's had arguments with everyone. Usually the people you're closest to are people that you do have, you know, the most arguments with because you feel you can argue with them. Not in a violent way or in a malicious way, just in a way that you know you can say these things without it being threatening, you know? They're not 100% synced up, no. They don't have to be per se, but I just feel that when it comes to their dynamic, it's very, a lot of the time it feels a bit one-noted. And I feel it hasn't grown in a long while. And I would like it to grow a bit more. And I just really feel like a conflict of interest between them that could then be made up would really make them grow closer, because that's what Usopp and Luffy got in Water 7, did they not? That is what made Usopp and Luffy come together even more than before. You can be super close with someone, but disagreements leading to talking it through will make you closer. But we'll find out. Luffy and Zoro are not close to each other more than the others. They are all as close to each other. There is no special boy here. I'm sorry. It just really peeves me. I'm sorry, it super peeves me because this is not how the Straw Hats function. They are all that close to each other. Like, Luffy would never be like, oh, I'm closest to this person on the crew. He'd never be like that. He'd never say that. There is no favorite child. There simply is no favorite child on the crew. And I've said this before, if there were one, there would be a first mate. There is no first mate on the Straw Hats, and that's very specific. This is why, because they don't function like that. They're a family. Luffy has one special friend, and that's me. But like they're all incredibly close to each other. And they can all stand to be closer to Luffy, that much is true. But it's not a bad thing. Brook is Luffy's favorite. But yeah, so when it comes to Zoro and this like argument here, it's very interesting because it just feels like Oda's reminding us, hey, remember when Zoro was in this situation in Shellstown? Isn't this a bit ironic? Like, I'm sorry, I just do not trust these rumors about Loki. I really don't. And I honestly do think next chapter he's just gonna pass out. But yeah, I think he's just gonna pass out. I think he's just standing because he's now free, and then he's go, ooh, like, I think this is an adrenaline rush. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a swing before he passes out, but I do think he's gonna pass out. Especially after Zoro kicked the shit out of him. Anyways, that aside, happy Sanji's here, yippee. He did mention Oars, didn't he? Zoro did mention Oars. And that led to Kuma, and that led to him nearly dying in the nothing happened scene. And that could very well add to his anxiety. That very much could, because Oars was not an easy day. It was not an easy day. There were multiple scenes in Thriller Bark where Zoro thought the crew was going to die because of Oars. And he got crushed as well under Oars too. That was a very rough day. So, bad memories for sure. There's definitely bad memories. No, I don't think there will be a fight at all. I think the most will just be like maybe a block and a kick, and then he's gonna pass out because Girth is here. She's a doctor. And I have a feeling that once he passes out, she's going to inspect him and say, holy fuck, what did this to him? Because remember, he's like uber scary giant. And when you have a monster and something has hurt the monster beyond repair, you are now no longer scared of the monster, you are scared of the thing that hurt the monster. Because what the fuck could hurt the monster? He was tied up, yes, but there was an indication that even tied up, he was terrifying. Because remember, he said, not even I can survive this when he was tied up. When Shamrock did that to him. And he's been tied up, and no one's tried to hurt him since he's been tied up. Doesn't sound realistic to me. So, it sounds to me like he's gonna pass out from these injuries, and Girth's gonna go, what the fuck did this to him? Because that's gonna be scary, and then that could lead into the understanding that the Holy Knights are on Elbaf. At least to me, it could lead to that. If I die here, that's just my limit as a man. See, Zoro says, I've said this, he's just all talk with that stuff. This is why when it comes to him and the Grim Reaper scene in Onigashima, I say that is so important. Because he saw the Grim Reaper and he was terrified. He was terrified. A guy who thinks, oh, well, if I die, I die, wouldn't be terrified of the Grim Reaper. Thank you very much. They wouldn't be. And this is why I'm trying to push the point. This is a linear story. Oda uses things that happened in the past to add on to his story and to his character. I seriously think the Grim Reaper fucked Zoro up. And I think it's continuing to do so. Yeah, the new giant pirates will listen to Luffy because Haiduden follows Luffy. They weren't even angry about him doing this. Haiduden was just kind of scared. But I do think there's going to be a problem when Elbaf finds out Luffy set Loki free. I think that's going to be an issue. No, you're not right, Wrigley. No, I still 100% believe him. Because again, I trust Luffy. I trust Luffy. Luffy's never been wrong when it comes to wanting to help someone. Never. So, I still fully believe Loki is going to be a lot more than just always evil. He's a trickster. No, Zoro's own death affects him greatly. Greatly. That's what the Grim Reaper was for. Again, this is what I'm saying. He's like, oh, if I die, I die, blah, blah, blah. It's a Bushido code thing that he's got going on. He thinks he must be above death or must be at peace with death to be a samurai, essentially, because that's the code, right? Again, if you watch my Zoro death video, I explain that. But he's clearly not, and I think that's what's holding him back. But yeah, anyways, point is I trust Luffy. I trust Luffy. I still trust Loki's not going to be a fuckhead. I still think it's way more than that. And I do think Loki's going to pass out. Because again, we saw those injuries. We saw them happen. So they're saying he's a trickster and you can't trust him and blah, 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 blah. And they even said, oh my god, guys, they even said, if Loki does anything to try and make you sympathize with him, he's lying. How sad is that? And all I'm picturing is a kid that is asking for help and people think he's betraying them. I'm sorry, that's all I'm picturing. I think that is incredibly sad. I don't think that's what he's like. So they're looking at this bloodied up Loki and they're going, oh, it's a trick, it's a trick. We saw that happen. We saw that happen to him. We saw him get beat up. That wasn't a trick. He didn't even know Shamrock. That wasn't a trick. He did get beat up. And they're probably not gonna fucking believe him. Right? Because he's a trickster. Again, it's the boy who cried wolf thing when it comes to Usopp as well. And this is why it's a thing when it's like, when it comes to calling him a trickster and devious and conniving, I just don't believe it right now. If Loki is hungry, that's true. If Loki's hungry, Sanji's right there. He was doing a bit. Haidoden's his brother, but didn't they say they like never got along or something? Or they like never talked? Because didn't Haidoden get kicked from the castle? Because his mum isn't royal blood. Yeah. I do think this is a case of everyone labeled Loki the monster, so he says, fuck it, I'll be the monster they want me to be. I honestly do think this is a case of that. To an extent. I honestly think the biggest trick here is Loki is kind. He just can't show it because anytime he tries to be kind, he tries to be sympathetic, people say it's a trick. That's what this feels like. I think that's fucking heartbreaking if that's what Oda's doing with Loki. That every time Loki tries to be nice or he tries to be sweet, they say, don't trust him, he just wants to trick you. And isn't that horrible? Like, if this is what Oda's doing, it's going to break my heart. If he's gonna be like, I stopped trying to be this kind person anyways. And remember, Harold wanted to create a land of kind children. He wanted to create a new generation of soft children. If he did want to raise Loki, why wouldn't he want to raise his son sweet? I'm still not sure about his relationship with Loki at this point. But if he did, why wouldn't he want to raise Loki to be kind? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going to happen, but I still trust him. Haidoden was forced to live outside the castle, yeah. Haidoden's probably heard mostly rumors. Also, Haidoden would probably have an anger and a jealousy towards Loki for him being the crown prince. Loki will make up his own backstory like lore. And Loki is nearly passed out. He's fucked. He's fucked. I wouldn't be surprised if Loki takes a swing and then he just passes out. But yeah, I'm still expecting Loki's story at this point, or thinking at this point Loki's story is going to be he is nice, he is kind, no one fucking believes him anyway. He tries to be sweet, he tries to be sympathetic, he tries to show some kind of nice emotion, and they say he's a liar. Just don't trust him. Because he's been labeled the Cursed Prince ever since he was a child. Think of what that's gonna fucking do to someone. Think of what that will do to a child and how they grow up, right? There's just no way Loki is as bad as they say he is. I just don't believe it. The evidence I have is Luffy trusted him, Luffy wanted to free him, Luffy felt bad for him, and Loki has these animal friends that he cared about. He had the Stinkmen who clearly did like and didn't feel fear around Loki. And not only that, he had that phone friend. He's never met the phone friend. He's talked to the phone friend for apparently a while, and they said, I know you're kind. I know you hide that kindness beneath your anger and those words, those mean words that you say. We have tons of evidence to show that Loki isn't the monster that Elbaf says he is. And I know that, oh, he did this and this and this in his past, he pranked this and he pranked this. I'm not saying that like, oh yeah, he did that out of good intentions. I'm saying he was a child. God forbid a child makes some mistakes. Like, no, I don't think the phone guy's Gaban, because it's someone he's never met, and I don't think it's someone on the island. I'm still going with Shirahoshi. I'm still saying Shirahoshi. But I still say that also the evidence that we do have is currently hearsay when it comes to Loki. It's hearsay. We have to remember that it's mostly rumor. You're pulling a Zoro when you're saying no. That's what Zoro's saying. Well, it's just rumor, really. And it's gonna be more complicated than that. I feel it in my bones. There's no way. The snail was a winter snail. It's not that it had a beard, it was just a winter snail. I had the Shirahoshi theory first. That was me! At least I think I did. The reason I'm saying Shirahoshi is because A, the snail talks politely. B, Loki says you're always like a crybaby, or you're always like weak or something. And C, they talk about an event, and the event is the person on the phone saying, I was so scared, I wasn't sure what to do, but it's done with now. And Loki said, yeah, that must have been scary for you. If I was there, I would have killed them all and burned the place to the ground. That lines up with what happened to Shirahoshi at the Reverie when they tried to enslave her, or when Saint Charlos tried to enslave her, and it scared the shit out of her. So currently I'm saying Shirahoshi, and if it is Shirahoshi, I said it first. I said it first. But we'll see. But yeah, Oda has a whole thing about misinformation, which is why I believe Loki. Anyway, sorry, we've talked about this for a long time now. My point is, case in point, we saw Loki get fucked up. We saw that. That wasn't a trick. That wasn't a game he was playing. He got fucked up. He got totally fucked up. Which is why all the giants saying he's conniving and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, but we saw that happen to him. We are literally seeing differences in what the giants are telling us. We are seeing different things, which is why it's like, I'm just currently not believing them. I'm believing Loki more. I think the giants believe it. I just don't think it's the truth. Moving on from that, when it comes to the sword in Jarul's head, they mentioned if they pull it out, he'll bleed to death. So I don't know if that's true, but there's an indication there of pulling the sword out. And Usopp says, is there no hero who will draw the Excalibur from its sheath? I'm simply saying if you pull this man's sword out of his head, he's going to remember something. I'm simply saying he's always kept the sword in his head because there's the worry if he takes it out, he will die. But we have now been given a lot of attention to the sword. And I think once that sword is pulled out, Jarul is going to remember a lot. And I think it's going to be something he'll remember about Loki specifically and about Harold. Because I still think it's possible Jarul trusted Loki, or Jarul had a good relationship with Loki. Because I still can't fight that itch that Jarul for some reason was the only one that tried to somewhat reason what Loki was doing, and all the Elbaf giants said don't try and reason anything about Loki, but for some reason he was the only one that had a moment there where he was kind of trying to defend Loki, and that feels like something in him, you know what I mean? To me that feels like something's not right for what he's feeling. It was probably called Older Woman because that will come back around, knowing Oda. Probably because we should be focusing on an older woman. Who could that be? The Big Mom stocks are up. I'm just saying. Imu? No, it's not Imu. Keeping eyes open for MILFs. Loki gets up. So yeah, the sword definitely has knowledge in it. That much is true. What is the story of the sword and the stone actually when you pull it out? Does it give you knowledge? Because I assume Oda knows that tale if he's saying this. King Arthur. What's the King Arthur tale? Give you ego. You're the real king. Okay, well never mind then. I thought maybe you got knowledge. Never mind. Usopp's talking shit. Alright, and last thing to mention here of course is the tree. Oh, it was in the lake. My bad, my bad. God chose you to rule. Whatever. Sorry. Whatever. Moving on, the tree. Elbaf's cooked. Elbaf is cooked. It's cooked, guys. It's cooked. I don't think Elbaf is going to end in merriment. Here's what I think is Hyduden sticking out the flame fruit. I think it's possible he's doing that to counter Loki specifically. I don't know what Loki's power is, but why would Hyduden want to burn down the tree? Oh, I guess it could be in defense to protect the tree. Anyways, here's my thought when it comes to Elbaf, and here's what I think Oda's doing. Elbaf started with a feast. Already, that should have been a scary indicator because, starting with a feast means we're getting the merriment out of the way. A feast usually comes after an arc ends, when everything is settled. It feels like Oda is taking his own formula and twisting it. Like, he made this formula in One Piece. He made the formula of meet person, go to land, save land, eat. He made that formula. He's now twisting his own formula. We've started with a feast. And I think it's going to go backwards. I think instead of protection, instead of happiness and safety for Elbaf at the end of Elbaf, I think it's going... Cactus Island started with a feast, that's true as well. Whiskey Peak did start with a feast. And I think it's going to go backwards. Sabaody did start with a feast, yeah. It did, because they ate takoyaki that Hachi made for them. Hachi and Kami. It did indeed start with a feast. That is true. So starting, that should have been an indicator already. Starting Elbaf with a feast is not good. My thought was, oh, they're just going to have the real feast. The real feast at the end of Elbaf. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the mural will burn. Yeah. The second I saw that mural, I thought that shit's gonna burn down. If the world government especially knows about it, it's gone. It's gone. As if they want that to exist in the world. It's gone. Let's just hope Frankie has a thing that can, like, you know? Maybe he's, like, faxed it to his balls. I don't know. It's possible Frankie's managed to map that out already. He's got it memorized, yeah. But, when it comes to... Sorry. When it comes to the mural, and when it comes to the history that that mural holds, I was like, if the world government... I don't think the world government knows it exists. Because if they knew it existed, Elbaf would already be gone. Or they've created this super weapon to take out Elbaf because they know that mural exists. And who knows, maybe the world government wanted to infiltrate Elbaf because they know of the mural. That mural has a lot of danger signs around it. A lot of danger signs around it. Because the reason they tend to leave the poneglyphs around to an extent is because no one can read them. Because they eradicated the people that could, Robin aside. That mural is factual evidence of a togetherness of the world, or of the void century existing, right? They would not, they don't want that to exist. I really don't think Elbaf is going to survive. I don't think the island is going to get wiped out. Well, this is what I mean. The second I saw the tree in Elbaf, I thought of O'Hara, and I thought of how that tree burnt down. And the second we opened with Elbaf and we opened with the mini fake tree burning, I thought, uh-oh. I thought, uh-oh. This can't be good. So I don't think Elbaf is going to be eradicated per se, but I think that tree is going to burn. So I think the tree is going to burn. I think many people are going to burn. I think villages are going to be wiped out because they specified when you cut a branch of this tree, a whole village is gone. There are villages living on each branch. And it can't be good. It just can't be good. And I know the world government want to get rid of it. I think a lot of it's going to burn. I think there's going to be a lot of ruin. And I think once the ruin has passed, they're going to go to Gaban. Because Gaban said something really threatening, really ominous, which was if Elbaf is still here by the time you guys are here, or like by the time you guys want to leave or something, come and find me. What do you mean if Elbaf is still here? That is incredibly ominous. So yeah, I don't think Elbaf's going to last. Who knows? Maybe this is Oda pulling the loop-de-loo, and maybe he's trying to trick us and go, haha, look, Elbaf is going to burn, and then it, once again, Luffy, it does manage to be saved. But Gaban being there is telling me otherwise. Because Gaban, to me, is a big red warning sign of why is a mentor here? Mentors don't tend to be there for good arcs regarding what's going to happen. The only reason Luffy needed a mentor, which was Rayleigh, was because of what happened to him and his crew. The only reason all the members of the crew needed those mentors in Sabaody was because of what happened to them. Gaban feels like a new mentor, and I think he's gonna be there for bad reasons. He's too busy being mysterious. Anyway, I don't have much else to add here, but the reason why I do think Loki is going to pass out is because Luffy keeps saying a doctor, a doctor, a doctor, a doctor, and now Girth has appeared. So I think he stood up just to go whomp. Like, I think he's about to just go like a huge tree. And everyone's gonna go, fuck! Because he's massive, right? He's massive. And I really do hope this is the case. I think this is like, ooh, ominous. Oh, just kidding. Also, how Oda is that, you know? That's incredibly Oda to do that. Oh, never mind. And if he lands face down, I'll actually cry with laughter. Loki for Straw Hat, we have to stop doing this, guys. We have to stop doing it. If the next chapter happens and he falls over, you will remember me. You will remember me. He tried to crush us under his weight. It would be funny. He does have his hand on the hammer though. Ooh, how exciting is that? Maybe he can summon lightning because hammer. I don't know. I hope he can shapeshift. Maybe that's his fruit. No, because that's Bon Clay. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, I don't expect the fight. He causes Ragnarok by falling over. He falls over and the clap of his cheeks as he falls over is what causes Ragnarok. That much is true. I can see it now. Anyways, I have nothing else to add. That was a really good chapter, a really fun chapter. A lot of little tidbits that we are being given. I am so happy Sanji's here. I will actually burst out laughing, crying if Loki's stomach grumbles. And Sanji is like, wait. Wait. Leave this man alone. I will actually burst out laughing because I'm trying to think, why is Sanji being added to this situation, right? First of all, because I honestly do think Luffy and Zoro have scolding incoming. I really do. I think Sanji is about to jump down and go, what the fuck were you two doing? I honestly think that's about to happen because Nami didn't give a shit. She did not give a shit. She just wanted monies and coins. I honestly think Sanji is going to be pissed. He's going to be pissed off that they're causing havoc. Which I'm really excited about. So I will indeed start crying with laughter. Because remember, Sanji was like, no bad behavior. Don't go in the forest, especially you, Zoro. Like, I think he's about to lose his mind. We should cook those guys over there. I do like what Luffy says, and I must say, this is new. This is something new that Oda's had added. Luffy saying, those are friends, you don't eat friends. I can't ever remember him saying that before. And I really, really, really like that because there's always been this threat of, oh, Chop is the emergency food supply. And other animal friends that Luffy has. But now we know there is in fact a hard line that is drawn for Luffy. And that line is, if they are a friend, I am not eating them. Fish are friends, not food. And I also do believe the reason Luffy is particularly protective of the animals, also they didn't die, oh my god, thank god. The reason I believe Luffy's particularly protective of the animals is because he has his own animal friends. He made his own animal friends in the island that Rayleigh took him to. What the fuck is that island called? He has his own animal friends. He never wanted to eat them. He never went to try and eat them, and that's because he knew him. And I think that's why he is defending them to the extent that he is, because he understands. He understands. He knows Loki would be sad if they woke up and he woke up and they ate them. Anyways, you want to see the pillar? Can you see it? There you go. All right. Back at Ruskina, is that how you say it? He didn't eat the giant animals also. He did say that. Did he say that? Oh. Where are the stinkmen? Oh my god, where are the stinkmen? That's what I'm saying. Where the fuck are they? Oh my god. The stinkmen gonna come back and be like, oh my god, where's Loki? I need the stinkmen to come back and go, don't touch him. Like, where are they? I'm desperate for them to come back. I need my Stinkmen. I want the Stinkmen. I need them. Loki told them to hide. I believe that. I honestly believe that. But also, the Stinkmen, like, vouch for Loki. They like Loki. So imagine the Giants are going, why the fuck do you like him? Where are my Stinkmen? Don't stand up, sir. I need them so bad. Oh my god. Loki's words here are gonna say... His last words, Loki's dying words, are going to be, look after my Stinkmen. Oh. Keep them safe. The little ones. I love the Stinkmen. I think they're so interesting. They're gonna come back. They wouldn't be in the story just to not be anything. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this. I have nothing else to add. I really do like these developments. I'm honestly surprised I'm honestly surprised Luffy and Zoro got to Loki, because I wasn't expecting that to happen. However, how the fuck did they get there? Because the ship that Roto was using can't go down to the underworld. Did they just jump?
Yeah.
Did they just jump? Stink men. No, Foily, Nami dropped them off, but the ship can't go to the underworld is what I'm saying. Because they're crashing down. Because the island clouds will disappear down in the underworld. So, did they fly over where Loki was and they just jumped? They probably jumped. Yeah, makes sense. Use Luffy as a parachute. No, they didn't fall with the tower. Because they got the key. And Gaban was like, come and see me. Anyways, no break next week. Fuck. God, he's pumping these out, isn't he? I'm gonna look at the art on my own time. I do like how Sanji's this big. I really appreciate that. Alright. I'm done. I'm done for today. Thank you for the talks. Thank you for the conversations. Yes, I've seen Loki's hair color, pink and beautiful, as I wanted. Chapter review tomorrow! No. Let me get my box. Thank you, Sarah. Let me get my box. Oh, alright. Thank you, everyone. I super duper ooper whooper appreciate it. I can play some Marvel Rivals if you'd like. I will be writing up my chapter review first. That will probably take me under an hour, and then I can come back to play some Marvel Rivals. And you guys can sit and chill with me if you'd like. Please? Okay. Okay, thank you, everyone. I'll see you in a bit, in like under an hour. Who knows, maybe around there for Marvel Rivals, okay? Okay. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.